Ogre Kingdoms meet Sylvan Elves again in a 9th age battle. The objective is King of the Hill. The Sylvan Elves will have to capture the magical pond, and the Ogres this forest. The Ogres have dropped the 3 units you can see in the rear there, and the Sylvan Elves have dropped 2 Sylvan Sentinel units, and the Treeman special unit, and the Avatar of Nature. The deployment is encircle. The Sylvan Elves next drop everything. A Dryad horde with 2 Dryad matriarchs, archers, and blade dancers. And here are the orc and goblin spells. And here are the Sylvan Elf spells. The Orc and Goblins drop their last bits and have an even
Ogre
backline.
Kingdoms?
The Ogre Kingdoms. They're 1 step larger. And the Sylvan Elves go first. The Orc and Goblins lose 2 bombardiers to Pathfinder fire and 2 wounds on the mercenary unit from the archer block. Actually, only 1 spell goes through, Touch the Heart on the Shaman, but he has a 4+ regen, so that was not effective on him. Now Orc and Goblins are off. The objective forest is moving backwards, away from the enemy. The Ogres shot down 1 wound of the Treeman, otherwise they just advanced full speed ahead. The Wolves here took cover behind the wall, and Chilling Howl is cast around the archers. The Sylvan Elves back off a little bit, get altered sight on their archers, and with the Chilling Howl they just choose to shoot on the Frost Mammoth, doing 2 wounds total in combination with the Pathfinders. Ice and Fire does 2 wounds to the mercenary block, and 3 wounds of the Bombardiers here from the far flank Pathfinders. And the Avatar charges the dogs on the flank. The Avatar kills 3 dogs doing 6 wounds, and they run off the table. 8 pivots. Job well done. And the Ogre Kingdoms have their second turn now. The Ogre Counts move forward very aggressively, and their ambusher comes onto the table on the other side of the archer block. They chaff the Avatar of Nature with their great sword ogres, and the ogres have adopted an unlikely slogan: if you cannot be lucky, be smart. Their magic phase has been card number 1 and card number 2, respectively. Completely without respect for the potential of the great shaman. The winds of magic have been blowing against him. The ogres try to fire down the Pathfinders and kill 2 in each unit, just too few to cause a panic test. So no panics are forced, but the ambusher coming on and the closing in of the ogres on the Sylvan Elf lines are a pressure to be reckoned with. Let's see how the Sylvan Elves reckon. The Sylvan Elves arrange everything, hopefully perfectly. The archers turn around and shoot 3 wounds of the ambusher. It's exactly outside 6 inches, so they'll get stand and shoot if it charges. The magician runs over in the blade dancer unit The treeman shoots down 1 wound from the frost mammoth. It's in the forest, so the shots are strength 5. The Thicket BSB chefs the mercenaries so that they just don't have an overrun into the archers. And the dryads are in the forest with no die enemy from divination and the attribute on them. So they're ready to face the frost mammoth with 3 wounds left. The avatar, however, does not do more than 3 wounds and is locked in a combat in ogres round 3. Into the ogre round 3. The ogre Khans in their 3rd round have a good magic phase. They get their ambusher on here, and a totemic summon uses breath weapon on the pathfinders. They lose 2 but manage their panic test. And this is the way it looks before the grand battle. The Thicket beast stands like Gandalf, blocking the way of the mercenaries. The dryads have guiding light and no die enemy, but these ogres have awakened the beast with +1 strength, so it'll be a great battle. However, the frost beast did not charge in due to its low wound count, and it would face dryads which needed only 2 to hit it. So here we stand, in round 3 before the grand battle. The combat is halfway. Good news and bad news. The great weapon ogres stand against the avatar. They do 4 wounds, but it saves all 4 wounds. And the avatar only does 1 wound to them. More good news and bad news. The ogre's mercenaries kill the Thicket beast BSB outright. They choose to overrun. They need 9 to overrun into the treeman. The only thing that can go bad is if they fail their overrun. That's the worst thing that can happen. And here's the result. And now to the big combat. It was indeed an epic combat. The ogre champion stood up, taking the challenge of the dryad champion and stomping it into the ground. That is, it killed it with impact hits. We did indeed, in this fierce battle, forget the stomps of the ogres. They killed 2 dryads more. Now the champion of the ogres did an overkill of 3 on the dryad champion, but after that it dried out. The dryads did 8 wounds on the ogres, and the ogres only did about 7 wounds in returning, including these stomps. So they won the combat, but the dryads just barely stood there with guiding light, cold-blooded, and they reform into ranks. Now turn 4 for the sylvan elves, and they are surrounded. They are also surrounding the ogres, so everybody is surrounding each other. The ogres against the dryads fled from combat. The dryads were boosted with +1 strength. The frost mammoth lost another wound from roots shooting up from the treeman. The other avatar of nature killed the last chef, and the mercenary block fled from archer fire. So we ended the battle there, due to bad luck.